Welcome back to our Shadows of the Empire lore play series. We're finally getting into the stuff that takes place after the Empire Strikes Back, and we're starting with our introduction to Prince Xizor. His ship that we're seeing now is called the Virago, and it was a prototype Star Viper.
Your meeting with the Emperor went well as planned, Prince Xizor?
Of course.
Xizor is the head of the Black Sun criminal syndicate, and he started helping the Empire out after the loss of the first Death Star. Building moon-sized battle stations is expensive, so Xizor decided he could improve his status if he helped the Emperor and made Darth Vader look bad at the same time. Publicly, he's smiling and nodding to Vader, but secretly he's telling bounty hunters to go out and kill Luke Skywalker so Vader can't bring him in alive. And he's explaining all of this to his bodyguard/assassin, Guri. She was actually a human replica droid, which is something you don't see a lot of in Star Wars. Frankly, I hope they stay in Legends. I like to keep my Battlestar Galactica Cylons and my Star Wars droids separate. Okay, I kinda had to talk over that cutscene since we shift gears immediately after it, but I'll let this next one play out.
You are correct, Captain. IG-88 is down in the junkyard, outside the city of Ord Mantell.
I told you Princess Leia hired the right guy, Lebo. After their nasty dogfight, Boba Fett took off to some safe port for repairs, and IG-88 limped his ship here to scavenge for spare parts. I'll bet that droid knows exactly where Fett is hiding, and that's what I'm gonna find out. Come in, Lebo. Did the scanners find IG-88's exact location?
Yes, sir. A salvage plant at the far end of the junkyard. A hover train runs through the junkyard and leads to the loading door. The door is closed, but if you reach the hover train's engine core, I can shut off the auto brake remotely and easily crash the train through the door.
Easy, you say?
So, like Dash said, we've been hired by Leia and friends to help track down Boba Fett and rescue Han Solo before he can be delivered to Jabba the Hutt. It's a shame we know that's not going to work out, but what can you do? We're on Ord Mantell because we've heard that IG-88 is here after having a little battle with Boba Fett. You can actually see that fight in the Shadows of the Empire comic. I've said before, something that's interesting about the Shadows of the Empire series is that each medium tells a different story. The game is about Dash Rendar, who shows up here and there throughout the comic and the book. The comic is largely about the bounty hunters trying to steal Han from Boba Fett so they can claim the bounty. And the book is the most comprehensive version, but mostly sticks with the main characters we know and love. But I'm not going to make you stop this video and read the comics, so let's just get into what happened. When Boba Fett showed up to Tatooine, he was immediately attacked by the IG-2000. The Slave One suffered some heavy damage, and in the comic, IG-88 is straight up destroyed. Fett needs to get some repairs, so he heads off to a nearby moon in the Jar system, fearing that more bounty hunters will soon arrive on Tatooine. Even though I can't imagine anyone would survive that explosion, according to the game, IG-88 did, and I guess he had enough of a ship left that he was able to limp here to Ord Mantell for repairs. And now we've got to ride this long train to fight him. Trains aren't technology we see all that often in Star Wars, so let's talk about them for a minute. Usually they were referred to as hover trains and ran off repulsor lifts or magnetic tracks. This train we're on now is probably one of the most recognizable in all of Star Wars, for now. But we're about to see a really cool looking one in Solo: A Star Wars Story. It seems like it's double-sided, running on the top and bottom of the same track. I gotta tell you, I'm a sucker for train sequences in movies and games. The train in Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite gaming levels ever. But let's talk about Ord Mantell, since we're getting to take in all of these beautiful sights. 12,000 years before the events of this game, Corellian colonists set up a scouting base on the planet. The primitive native species called the Savrips didn't like that very much and started fighting with the Corellians, who easily defeated them. The Republic presented the Savrips as savages and offered bounties on their hides, which nearly led to their extinction. During that dark and bloody time, the planet's wildlife was driven back as well, and allowed for Ord Mantell to become a free port for all manner of ships, as it was conveniently located in the Mid-Rim. That led to it becoming a haven for smugglers, criminals, bounty hunters, and mercenaries wishing to operate outside the law. Whole criminal syndicates found that they could operate there with ease, and Black Sun even set up a base there. For reasons that are unclear, the entire planet became littered with junkyards by the time of the Galactic Civil War, and was referred to as one big junkyard, much like Raxus Prime. But anyway, thanks to the magic of editing, we have finally arrived at our destination where we can confront IG-88.
I've been monitoring you, Captain Render. You were correct to assume that following me would lead you to Boba Fett. But you are mistaken to believe you will claim the Rebels' reward for his location. You are outmatched.
Sounds like you got your wires crossed, IG-88.
As there is a 0% probability that you will survive this encounter, I see no risk in informing you that I have tracked my esteemed competitor to the JAR system, where he will soon lose Captain Solo to me. Now I must conclude this interruption. You will detain me no further.
Okay there, Iggy. I get that there is a 0% chance of our survival according to you, but still, why would you tell us where Boba Fett is? What's the point? I gotta admit, I totally forgot how scary IG-88 was, jumping and stomping around, but I'm gonna do my best to tell the story of this specific model. In Legends, there were 4 models of the droid labeled A through D. This is IG-88D. It was built by HoloN Mechanicals and activated after IG-88A killed its creators and woke up his copies. Together, the 4 of them killed all the organic beings there and decided that their ultimate goal should be a droid takeover of the galaxy. IG-88B was the quote-unquote face of their operation, working as a bounty hunter to bring in the cash. But he was destroyed by Boba Fett in Cloud City, so the C and D models decided to try to take the Solo bounty for themselves. C was destroyed acting as the decoy in the trap above Tatooine, and D made it here, where we destroy him, booyah. And with that, we're gonna bring this level to a close. Next week, we'll take on Boba Fett himself. If you want to start this series over from the beginning, check out this playlist here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.